204.
204.
It's around time. I started with the 12 stems, which I bought from Kirinyaga district. And then I went on buying 20, 30, and so on. I have now about 500 stems.
Right now you have 500 stems. 500 is a lot. Na unajua ukisema 2004, kuna wengine bado hawakuwa wamezaliwa, you know, some of which we are working with, some wengine labda na watch 2004. Lakini tangu ukianza, ni makosa gani ambayo ulikuwa una make ile 2004 yenye sahi ukiwa na 20 branches sahi uko na 500 thereabout? Ni nini umechange ukianza na sahi?
I have changed about thinning. Before, I used to have about 4 stems in a what do you call it? One place, but they are needed about 3 are the best. You get the mother, the child, and the shushu.
Ndizi iko na mother, child, and shushu. Wanakaji? How do they look like? How do you know that this is the mother, this is the child, this is the shushu?
The mother is the one which has got a the child, the big child, is the one which is about just to have a baby, and the child is the one which is coming from the ground.
All right. Tukiongelelea banana, how many crops do you have on your farm? Because tunaona this is a very big farm. Tunaona banana sana. Uko na any other crop that you also have in your farm?
I have got coffee, napier grass, macadamia, avocado.
That's a lot. That's a lot. If you compare bananas to all these other ones, would you say bananas are doing well?
They are doing well, and they are very helpful to me. Yeah.
They're very helpful?
They are very helpful because I sell about, every 2 weeks, I sell about 400 kilos.
Oh, amazing.
About.
How is the pricing like? If you sell 400 kilos, for a kilo, how much does it go for?
Around here, we started with 15 per kilo, but now it has gone up to 17 shillings per kilo.
So per kilo is 17 Kenyan shillings. Hiyo ni haitakuwa ndizi moja hivi, itakuwa ndizi kadhaa.
Yeah.
Like how many?
1 kilo.
Kwa branch.
Kwa branch.
Is it like 10 pieces or 15? How many would you see and say that
the big one can have 50 kilos, 50 to 60. The small one, 10. Yeah.
All right. Sasa 2004, before we ingie into banana farming in 2004 pale, 2003 kurudi chini, what inspired you to go into banana farming? Ukiwa umekaa pale and you said, wacha sasa nianze kupanda ndizi.
Banana, it has got very little work to be done, because you just clear the ground, and then you keep on thinning. Then you have to put your manure, of course. So it is not very much work. You just wait for the crop to grow.
Oh, for the crop to grow.
And you need, of course, they need enough rain.
When we were driving to this place, tumeona kuna watu wengi sana pia, they have bananas. So what would you say that is the reason as to why bananas are doing quite well in Mukurweini?
I think it's the climate. The climate is suitable for them. Yeah.
When we talk about climate, Nyeri is quite cold. Hasa ungesema, let's say places kama Turkana, Garissa, Wajir, ndizi,
unaona they cannot grow there, of course, because you need a lot of rain. Then, of course, you have to have manure, enough manure, and I don't think those people can have. You need to have animals so that you can give them
manure. So manure gani unatumia? You know, when we talk about, we've done an episode on apple farming, they love rabbit manure. For bananas, which one is convenient for it?
I have only cows and goats. I just mix the two and they do well. So I don't know very much about the others because I just know what I use.
What you use. So you would recommend mtu atumie goats and cows to mix that dung together for proper manure?
Yeah, but goats are better than the cows. They are strong and they keep a long time.
So if anyone would want to start with manures, you would prefer that they look for goat manure as compared to goat dung as compared to cow dung?
If possible.
If possible. All right. Tuangazie the types of bananas that you have. This is 500 trees here.
There are not very many, but I have Cavendish, I have the dwarf, I have plantain, sugar banana, sweet banana, sweet bananas.
Sweet bananas, the small ones.
Hadi yakula. Sijui inaitwaje.
Yeah. You know, we sing sweetie banana.
Sweet bananas are for the ripe banana. They are better.
So you sell all of them as they are, ama kuna ile yenye inafanya unauza na kuna ile yenye umeweka tu kwa nyumba peke yake?
They are all for selling because I cannot finish them. But I also have some for eating.
All right. Kwa easy type, the Cavendish, the plantain, the sweet bananas, gani unaona inafanya vizuri sana kwa shamba?
Cavendish and Williams is another one known as Williams. They are the best here.
In the
locality, in the locality.
Oh, in the locality. So is it the one that also does well in the market? Watu wakitaka ndizi wanaenda more for
yeah, they are better for ripe bananas.
Kuna wale watu ambao wanaweka tu ndizi and then they just wait for it to grow without doing anything. What key steps would you say are important for a banana to just sprout na ikuwe ndizi mzuri ambayo ina thrive kama venye tunaona hapa juu ya mti?
Okay, you have to have a hole first, 3 by 3 around there. Then you mix manure with the soil, about 2 wheelbarrows per hole. You mix well, then you get the young plant and you plant.
When you talk about spacing inafaa ikuwe aje? You've told us we have 3 by 3. For this 3 by 3 spacing, how should it look like?
Spacing, you need 6. 6 from one hole to the other, 6 for the dwarf. For the Cavendish, these are the medium ones. You need about 4 from stem to stem. And the other ones, the plantain, you need about 12 because they are taller.
What would happen kama hiyo spacing haijafanyika?
If they are too close together, they will not produce properly. They will have just young, very small produce. Yeah.
The dwarf,
they don't grow tall.
Oh, yeah, that is the question I wanted to ask before we
the dwarf
we got
are
that
shorter than the Williams.
So it just reflects its name, dwarf. Ni fupi. But does it produce also quality bananas zile kubwa?
No, they are just the same. The bananas are the same.
Bananas are the same.
Yeah.
Is it the one that produces sweet bananas?
No, sweet bananas are different.
It also has its own
those
tree?
About 12. And the plantain because they are taller.
All right.
But sweet bananas, they are not doing very well here. Because we have got very many enemies.
Okay. Let's talk about now bringing this together to kuwe na hizi varieties. Does soil matter? Ile soil unatumia hapa ni gani?
We call it
the one that has
soil.
worked for you?
This one.
This one should be loam. Because I think we were here sometime last week and we looked at arrowroot. They were using loam soil. So it cuts across loam Loam soil may work for you from 2004. Let's talk about the piece of land now. Mtu akitaka kuanza, where should they start from? You know, acquisition of the products that they need. Mtu anaanzia wapi?
I think you have to plan according to your shamba. If it's a small one, you have to know which plants you can have so that you can have something else on the other side. Yeah, so the size of the farm will matter.
Market inakaaje, ma'am? When we look at competition, is it there?
The beginning, it was very taxing because I have to go a long way to the market, it is 4 kilometers from here. But then somebody started a banana, what do you call it?
Plantation or farm?
No, buying and grounding bananas just near here. So I was lucky to have him near me.
Oh, so when you talk about him grounding bananas, what do they do exactly? Do they come up with options for bananas? Kama tuseme kuna banana crisps. Is that what you mean?
No, they just get the bananas, wash them, they cut them. You have got a factory just here, near here. Yeah. They add cassava, duma, and millet.
So for you to sell your bananas, you have middlemen who help you, or do you have ready market, people who come here specifically?
I have ready market because I have got that factory near here. Yeah.
Would you say if you had your own market, yule mtu anakuja, anatoka, let's say Nairobi, anatoka Kirinyaga, anakuja hapa kununua ndizi from your farm direct, would it be better as compared to using the factory as a point of contact?
At times, you know, they come with a low price so that we don't agree.
How did you decide on varieties to plant hapa? Ama were you just testing the waters?
I had gone to visiting places like Kirinyaga, so by seeing, I also suggested that I would have the Cavendish, the dwarf, and the rest.
As I want us to now shift gears to the challenges that banana farming has. Utuambie ile ni ulikuwa unaona ukianza 2004. Tuanzie hapo ya 2004.
The challenge was about the thinning. I did not know very much about the thinning, but after going to visit other farmers in Kirinyaga, then I learned about a lot about keeping the mother, the child, the big child, and the baby.
Ukiongelelea thinning, you know, maybe our viewer is watching and he or she is wondering, thinning ni nini exactly? What is it? Just explain it to us what it is exactly.
Thinning is just taking what is not good. It's not good. It's bedding. It's not straight. Then, if there are many, you have to look which you have to pluck out. Yeah. Until you reach the three. Yeah.
So what do you use for thinning exactly? Kuna wire ina
I have, I don't know what we call it, but there's a small thing which I cut. After cutting, I insert it there. I press with my foot, I turn, then I take the inside part. Then that one will not grow again.
You are talking about you got 20, was it seeds or branches?
I started with 12.
12 from Kirinyaga. Are they called branches ama seeds? Ama suckers? What are they called?
They're suckers.
When you're talking about these suckers that you got from Kirinyaga, do you also sell suckers to other farmers?
Just leave them freely.
You just leave them freely here?
A few, of course, friends. Not all.
Okay. But from 12, the ones that you had for, when you're starting, there were 12. Hizo zingine ulipata vipi?
I got them from different groups. I joined, when they came to introduce this banana in Mukurweini, I engaged myself with very many groups so that I get 20 here, I get 10 there. Yeah, that way.
Collect?
That's how, yeah.
So do you allow others to also come and collect here?
No, you know, those are straight from the nursery. Yeah. But these are also good, but if they have got diseases, then you have to carry disease from here to the other place. Yeah, so we don't encourage very much. Okay. To the ask, some ask.
So you recommend the ones that are straight from the nursery and not hizi zenye zimekuwa tayari?
Yeah.
Yeah. To us about that particular point, pests and diseases. Zile ambazo zina affect bananas ni kama gani?
You have got the cigarette, which attack the top of the banana, the fruit, and then inaendelea kuoza. Inaendelea kurot hapo juu.
How do you manage them?
At the times we had, I cannot remember the insecticide we are using, but after knowing this comes because of overcrowding. If you space them, you take out the unwanted leaves, you wear them, then the diseases will disappear. That one. The other one from the soil, they just dry. So you have to put ashes.
Ash, I've heard about it on another episode that we were doing for this show. Wakatuambia ukiona shimo unaweka pia ash. Kazi ya ash ni gani particularly for a first time farmer now that you're experienced?
It's to kill those insects there. I mean the one which is stored here, the banana.
At times when kuna drought, tumesema ndizi inafanya vizuri sana where there's rain. Of course, I don't know if you people in Nyeri have experienced drought, but this is a very, very relatively colder area. But kukiwa na jua, how do they survive? Ikiwa ile ndogo hivyo, before ikue of course kubwa, tunaona these are very big trees. Lakini kukiwa na drought, mnafanyaje?
You need to water them. You have to know where to get water.
You have to know where to get water. Huwezi bahatisha.
Yeah, you have to look for water. Yeah. I had started having making a dam there to gather the what do you call it? You see, the running water from the road, but I could not make it. It's still there.
All right. So that is one of the challenges. For how many years has it been stored there? Since 2004, since you started, how many times do you now water the bananas? Kama hakuna mvua, how many times?
Now you know they are big. I don't need water very much. I just wait because it is difficult to water them.
You just wait for the rain.
Yeah.
Talking about that, hapa, of course, again, this is a big farm. Do you have people when you were employed to work on this particular farm? Ama ni ukianza, was it wewe peke yako?
No, I needed a helper. I was having about 2 people. To work at least twice a week in the banana garden. Then they can work somewhere else. But you need a helper.
When you talk about you started with 2, do you still have 2? Ama kuna some that now you brought on board, biashara iliponoga?
I have more. I have got more.
Ndio kazi imekuwa mingi ama?
Imekuwa mingi.
Do you use any special fertilizer? Tuseme kama NPK for bananas. What do you use apart from the organic manure that we talked about?
I don't use any fertilizer.
Does it have any harm on bananas?
We know you add acid to your soil, so it's not very encouraging.
Sasa
fertilizer.
Ni vizuri mtu akitumia manure direct from
the organic farming.
Zile challenges ambazo una face sasa as an experienced farmer now in 2024, 2025, you talked about the ones that you experienced in 2004, but now in the recent years, ni kama gani?
Oh. I just need more workers, I think.
But
The work is becoming a lot because of this many bananas.
ripe bananas ama you sell them zikiwa tu hivyo?
I just green ones. Yeah.
Which ones are best for cooking? Ile yenye unaona wengine wana boil. Is it the Cavendish, plantain? Which one is best?
No, I don't know what you call them. They are this language. We call them Gezumo here.
We will translate.
Gezumo.
Gezumo.
Gezumo. Yeah.
That one is the best for
cooking. They are soft. They are just like sweet English potatoes.
When unaona kuna regions ambazo tunasema ni wanapenda ndizi like Kisii, you know, tukisikia Kisii mtu anaona ndizi. Unaona kama ndizi za Nyeri are doing better than the ones in Kisii, or how would you rate them?
I cannot compare because I have not dealt with them.
But benchmarking, is this something that as a farmer you would recommend for someone to do? Benchmarking, tukisema Kisii, for example, Nyeri is also doing very well with bananas. Kirinyaga, I don't know about it because you said ulienda kuchukua seeds pale. But benchmarking?
Kirinyaga and here they are the same.
They're just the same? For somebody who is just starting, unaweza waambia waende, would you recommend benchmarking? Watembee wajue ndizi ya hapa inafanya vizuri kushinda ya hapa. Sasa tembea ndio ujue ni variety gani utataka. What would you say to somebody who is thinking of starting banana farming?
I think he has to pay visits to many places and get the knowledge from there.
All right. How do you set your prices for bananas? Ukiangalia hivi unajua hii sasa nitauza hii bei. How do you set that?
You just look at it, suggest about how many kilos, then you tell the person who is buying ni pesa gapi.
So value addition ni kitu pia tumeongelelea, but when you're talking about challenge, sijui kama hii ni challenge, umesema you still don't have enough to consider value addition. When I talk about value addition ni vitu kama kutengeneza banana crisps, banana juice kusupply. Is this something that you have considered?
I have never thought of that.
Okay. So how do you market your bananas? Kama uko na watu kwa shamba, unajua saa hii tuko kwa ile, I understand.
Okay. If they want to buy from the shamba, I sell them.
Wezi for this particular area, do you experience thieves wenye wanakuja wanakuibia ndizi?
Here, they have not started.
They have not started.
Just ikuwa ni moja tu au mbili.
What do you think you are doing best to just ensure that you are just come songa karibu na mimi kidogo, songa hivi karibu. Yes, so what do you think you're doing best to prevent thieves? Kwa sababu kuna mahali tumetoka, we saw it's very very protected na iko deep in the ends, but wanasema pia kuna wizi hapo, but hapa tunaona, as you can see, tunasikia hata pikipiki. So how do you prevent that? Ama ni Mungu tu?
Because if they come during the night, they get one or two. Ni siku moja tu niliibua 4 5 hapa. Kujua ile aliiba, but very little you can do. Unless you employ a watchman. And of course this will not, or you will not have enough to employ a watchman for bananas only.
Would you say that kwenye umefika sahi as an experienced banana farmer, would you expand it? Ikuje ile
Plantation.
Yeah.
If I had enough a place to do it, I would add.
So another challenge that is here is the land. How do you now prepare for that? If you To tell someone to start, let's just talk about it. Mistakes gani utamwambia avoid them? The mistakes to avoid when starting a banana farm.
Of course, not the. You have first to think about where you are going to get the manure, the person for preparing the ground. Yes.
These are the basics. Those are the basics.
These are the basics.
How does
and then the spacing.
The spacing is important.
Yeah, it's very important.
The 6 by 6, the 12 that you talked about.
Yeah.
3 by 3.
3 by 3. The whole.
Okay. How many feet or centimeters should the hole be for banana?
The hole?
Yes. Hiyo yenye unachimba hapo chini. How many feet?
It should be 3 by 3. Upana na depth.
Oh, 3 wide and 3 depth.
Then you fill it, you put the manure and the soil halfway, about halfway. Then you put the stem in the middle.
If you were to start again with banana farming, what would you do differently?
I don't think I have learned anything more than that.
You, from where you started, umeona, you started at a very good place, and sasa sahi unaona you are good with it?
Yeah, just thinning. You just need the thinning properly. Because the spacing is just the same.
The spacing is just the same. What is your favorite banana recipe? Ile yenye umekula ukasema, I would recommend this one to you.
Protein.
That is your favorite?
Favorite. And here ya kupika.
Another thing is, I want us to talk about something you would recommend to a farmer who is starting, and a watch sahi, you know. Tukiangalia pale urban areas, sahi tunaona watu wanapanda hata mboga kwa balconies. Is this something that you think is possible for watu wanaishi mjini?
Kupanda mboga kwa
balconies. Wanapanda spinach, wanapanda sukuma, kuna nyanya siku hizi kwa balconies. Ndizi unaona inaweza thrive at a place like that?
I don't think so. They can't.
Yeah?
You just need the ground. You cannot plant a banana in a gunia. I've never seen.
Why do you think that's the case?
Because
mzito sana ama
you know that you have to have enough space, and the gunia is not so wide. Unless you have two stems only or one per bag.
All right. Looking at banana farming in this region, mna feel supported by the government in this area as banana farmers?
You don't get any help from you.
You don't need any help?
We ask for water, we don't have enough water, so we can only supply us with water, or give us this what do you call it? The paper you put on a dam to prevent water from sinking. Yeah. We hardly get them, and they are costly. Okay. And they are very costly.
Such with the challenges again. If the government is also just helping you with this thing.
Yeah.
Is the government
for irrigation, if we can get drinking water. Yeah.
So what is the challenge here?
It's water.
Water,
and also market, of course, because we cannot all sell to one person here. We need more people to buy.
If you would tell someone to pick a crop, how would you convince them that bananas are good for your farm and for your whatever you want it for?
Bananas are good because if you cultivate twice a year, that is enough.
Not so much work?
Not much work. Then you just need the beginning. You just have the manure and the work for digging the holes. Then that's what we put manure, just that. If you just clean a bag twice a year, there is no much work.
All right.
And then you take out the dry stalk.
Talking of dry stalk, why are
What do
they
we
still
call
hanging
them
on the
stalk?
tree?
I have been overworked, that's why.
Ah.
You know, it is a rainy season and we are then planting maize, napier grass. So we are rushing to catch the rain. Yeah.
Some say that these dry stock can act as manures. Is that the case? Ni ukweli ama ni tu myth?
They are not very good, but the stalk, you know, you have to cut them this way.
Okay.
The stalk, this is stem. Then you cut them into small pieces. Then if you add the cow dung, you have a lot of manure.
What happens?
Or if you keep them in a heap,
Uh-huh.
you can get, not very much, but you can get manure from there.
Can it be affected if that dry stock is not cut?
Pardon?
If it is not cut, whatever you're cutting,
yeah,
can
you
it
have to
affect
cut them because it will prevent the young one to come out. So you have to cut them to make space for the young one to grow.
All right. Tulikuwa tunaongelelea spacing, and for some, as we can see, we see kuna zingine they are bending towards each other. Why is that? Mbona wana bend yet the spacing was done correctly?
You have to cut them. They must be straight so that they will produce good crop.
We see
Then if this one you can take, you can have them as mulching in the coffee garden or even here. But we don't need a lot of mulching here because of the insects.
the manure.
I mean the mulching, you don't need to mulch it. The banana garden.
All right. We see that for some bananas here in this particular farm, some are not as deep as the rest. Some are a bit on top. Why is that the case?
It's a mistake. They should be right inside the hole. Yeah. You should keep them inside the hole. Yeah.
How did that mistake pass? Tuseme mtu anakujaje anajua unaona kweli ilitoka from the deep end.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
If you don't take the stem properly, the young one will just have a habit of going out every time. Then they will move away from the soil.
Is that an issue with the spacing as well?
Not the spacing, it's the care.
The care.
Yeah.
Tuongelele mvua kubwa. Let's say again, so much rain comes. Does it also contribute to the roots just
bananas
coming up?
need rain. They need rain.
They need rain. They thrive, so
They
the rain
thrive
does
well
not affect it in
yeah.
any way.
Hapana.
But let's also talk about the ripe bananas. Ile imekuwa yellow. Do you sell them as well?
No.
Why do you prefer
Because
the
they have
green
got less work.
the green ones?
The green one.
Sasa tukiongelelea less work, the yellow ones, ama zile zimeiva, why do you think it has a lot of work with them?
Because you have to prepare them to be ripe. Then you take them to the market, to the shops or market.
And when you're also taking these ones, these are the green ones, to the factory, how do you package them to ensure hata zikifika pale haziharibiki, hazikui squeezed, hazipasuki?
I just take them from where they are attached, put them in a gunia. You just get a picky. They are taken there.
They are taken there.
That's all.
As easy as that. We see there are some that have fallen. Tumeona a branch of bananas. It is down already. There was a time we were talking about avocados. Tukaambiwa if an avocado may touch soil, that is the end of that avocado. Is that the same case with bananas? Ama bananas as in
No, the bananas, they will continue growing unless it is cut in the middle. Yeah. Even if they fall, it will continue growing there. Yeah.
Zikiwa hapo
But if they are cut halfway, the stem, then they stop growing.
So let's say there is a banana that maybe it's banana tree that is downwards. Will it still continue to get the nutrients that as the same way as the ones that are standing tall?
You still get because the diseases are still on the ground.
So it doesn't affect it in any way. Hata ikibend, that is quite an interesting fact, by the way. Sasa, for this particular farm, do you have people who you're training on banana farming?
At least I have one who I have trained to be going out and tell me. Or I just tell him to go and do that and that and that. Yeah.
Wanakuja hapa na kama tuseme community, they want to come here to learn about banana farming. Do you think it's something that you would take them through?
Of course. Yeah.
Maybe you can also take our viewers through each and every step that mtu akianza. Apart from the spacing, of course, you've talked about. How do you prepare the land now for proper banana planting?
You just clear the ground. After clearing the ground, you don't need to dig. You just dig the holes. Keep the topsoil aside from the down one, so that the topsoil will mix with the manure. It is the one which you are going to take it back to the shimo.
Among other crops that you have, of course, macadamia, coffee, banana, which one would you say is easier to deal with for you?
Bananas.
Why? Why not macadamia?
Macadamias, you have got very many people who are now the young people. They are stealing during the night and very early in the morning. But this one, they have to take time to go to the market, so probably they fear being caught. But this one, if you take them to you can hear the noise there in the market. They are crowding them there. So they steal very early in the morning, and they take them there. Kiamuka, already they have gone.
How about coffee now as compared to banana?
Coffee too, they are beginning to steal coffee around our area.
So you would say bananas, no much competition with bananas? Why do you think a lot of people maybe in this area, and now that you say there's no competition, they're not venturing into banana farming?
I don't know. Can't say. Probably their interest.
So how do you feel like being a banana farmer? What does it feel like?
Me, I feel proud because I get money. I eat banana anytime I want. I give to my children, my friends. They so need. I can get money anytime, so I'm okay.
Kuna wakati ambapo umeenda total waste kabisa, ile yenye you didn't get enough produce like you would have wanted?
If to this week I have 300 kilos, then the other week about 3, then probably the third week I have about 800 kilos. So it's not very bad,
So what's the most amount of money you made from banana? Hata kama si huu mwaka, the most amount of money you have made from bananas? And the least, the most and the least. Ndo tuone if our viewer would want to venture into this.
I think last year, 2024, because it's the time I took interest, I think I got about 140.
That is for 2 weeks of the harvest?
No, for the whole year, 140,000.
How about the least? The least amount, if you're talking about the highest and the least.
I just got interested to count the whole year last year.
Hi. As we wind up, of course, Ma'am, and we are very grateful that you've talked us through banana planting. Any advice that you would give to a farmer who is just starting with the bananas and atataka sana kuanza nayo? What would you tell them in detail?
I just tell him or her to have courage and not fear planting bananas, because if you plant them, the second year you start harvesting. So it's a quick way of getting money. And you'll be getting money every month. You will not miss a cent. Yeah.
Better than employment. Better than being employed.
You know, this is just, you are not told by anybody to wake up, go to work. You go where when you want. Of course, employment is better for you young people, but for the old ones, it's a good way of keeping somebody going on.
But now if somebody wants to come here to find you to get bananas for themselves, for their businesses, for their schools, hospitals, where can they find you?
I'm just around here, so they are welcome anytime.
Your number, the place where you come from, you can tell our viewers about it.
I told you from Kroini Central, that is the Gazi location, Kiharo.
This is your camera?
Kiharo.
Phone number?
My phone number is 0722 974 156.
All right, thank you so much once again for having us on your farm. Tunashukuru sana. That's it for this week's episode of Agri Talk. That was banana farming. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next episode.